We started our adventure to London and Paris super early in the morning. Our plane to Stansted with Ryanair was scheduled for 8:35 a.m., and it was right on time. I spent the whole flight playing games and peeking out the window. The flight was 3 hours long, but because of the time difference, we landed in London at 9:50 a.m. After a quick passport check, we ran outside and hopped on the National Express bus to head into London. The bus arrived just on time. After almost 2 hours, we finally got off at Victoria Coach Station. London was amazing right from the start. We saw a lot of landmarks like the Walkie-Talkie Building, Tower Bridge, and the Parliament. We jumped on the big bus Blue Line to visit the Natural History Museum. The sky was cloudy, but it didn't rain, and later, the clouds disappeared. We had a reservation at the museum at 1 p.m. and we made it right on time. The ride was fun and yes, we got that. Outside the museum, a giant dinosaur skeleton greeted us. The museum itself was this super impressive, 135-year-old building with beautiful architecture. Inside, the first thing we saw was a huge blue whale skeleton hanging from the ceiling. Did you know a blue whale's heart is as big as a small car? We headed straight to the dinosaur section. There were many skeletons, and we even watched the T-Rex show. The king of the dinosaurs moved and roared, showing off its enormous teeth. It was a little scary but super cool. By the way, do you know that the Natural History Museum has over 80 million items? If you spent just 1 minute looking at each, it would take over 150 years to see everything. I took a bunch of pictures with the T-Rex. Then we saw even more dinosaurs, including dinosaur eggs with tiny dinos hatching out of them. We also checked out the Velociraptor show. They weren't as big as the T-Rex, but their claws were super sharp. I even roared like a triceratops with my mom. After that, we explored the mammal section. There was a model of a blue whale, the biggest animal ever. Some things were really cool, but others were pretty scary. I even got to see a statue of Charles Darwin, the famous scientist. We wanted to check out the Earth Hall, but it was closed, so we grabbed some snacks and drinks at one of the cafes. Oops. I left my travel pillow there, and we found that out after we left the museum. But don't worry, we went back and found it. After our museum adventure, we checked into our hotel, Zedwell at Piccadilly Circus. I loved it. We left our bags and headed out for our next adventure. On the way, we saw the Peppa Pig tour bus. I wanted to take a picture with the horse guard, but I was a bit scared because my mom said the horse might bite. So, we took a picture together. We were the last ones to take a picture before the guards went back inside. Then, we watched the ceremony. It started way back in 1894 because Queen Victoria caught the guards goofing off, so now they have to be inspected every day at 4 p.m. The soldiers are dressed in bright red uniforms with shiny silver helmets. These uniforms haven't changed much in over 200 years. These soldiers are part of the household cavalry, the king's official bodyguards. The horses were huge and beautifully groomed, mostly black, but some were chestnut-colored too. After the ceremony, we walked to Westminster Abbey to attend the Evensong service. We passed by 10 Downing Street, where the Prime Minister lives, and saw some iconic red telephone booths. We waited a while for traffic to clear so we could snap a cool picture with Big Ben. Finally, we made it to Westminster Abbey, a beautiful cathedral that looks like a fairy tale castle and is over 1,000 years old. Inside, the colorful glass windows told stories from the Bible. We stayed for the service but got in a little trouble for taking pictures. Oops. After the service, we headed to Westminster Pier for a river cruise to the Tower of London. We walked past Big Ben just in time to hear it chime.
Well, that's a good angle. How do you like them best?
We waited at the pier for our boat to arrive. And then we saw it. It was approaching. On the boat, we bought some snacks and drinks. We passed by the London Eye, the giant Ferris wheel. Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament. Look up and wave at Big Ben. This famous clock tower has been keeping time for London for over 160 years. Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. This is a replica of the original theatre. The Shard. Look at the tallest building in the UK. We even went under London Bridge. But don't worry, it didn't fall down. Our final stop was Tower Bridge. Then, we went up to the lookout building on the 50th floor and enjoyed the breathtaking view from above. After a long, fun day, we took the underground back to Piccadilly Circus and then went back to our hotel to rest up for our next adventure.